Welcome to AI Talks, episode 10, AI in Finance. Welcome to the biggest AI podcast in the world. We're going to do some introductions. I'm K-Shop. I'm still a senior at ASU, and I am the content manager and marketing coordinator for Gen AI X. And it's been very exciting for me to do these podcast episodes every week. That's me. I'm going to hand it off to our guest today, Vin.
Hello, thank you for invitation, Kaishaf. I'm glad to be here, and my name is Vin, and I'd be happy to talk about AI.
Awesome, awesome. And could you give a little background of like things you like, what you're doing right now, where you're at, those kind of
Yes, so
things?
I am currently in Germany. I my background is Czech and Vietnamese, and I'm currently studying a candidate at Tec de Monterrey and HCW Berlin, mostly studying international business.
So let's go right into this little segment that I do.
Mhm.
It's basically just like what kind of AI have we used? We're all using AI, and I kind of just wanted to understand so for your personal, like for your school stuff, for things that you're doing, what kind of AI do you use on a weekly basis?
So I am quite a basic person and don't use that much AI, unfortunately. Usually just ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Uh, that usually, let's say, when I want to do more, I wouldn't say creative stuff, but for emails, I tend to use uh, Cloud rather.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel that it's just slightly better, Cloud. And then for some more like serious stuff or where I want to have like higher, let's say, certainty of the information, because as we all know, ChatGPT isn't always the best. I usually just use Perplexity. So
Complexity, right?
those three tools.
Right. That's not basic at all. I feel like that's actually a very, I feel like a lot of people just use ChatGPT, and it is good to hear that because I mean, as I'm doing these podcasts, I do want to inform like there are like you want to make sure you're using different AIs to your advantage, whether that's Cloud or Claude or Perplexity, right? Because they have different models that are being trained on, which basically means that they're better for a lot of different topics than ChatGPT is. And I
Right.
know that I know that Claude has a very good coding model. I know that's very good, and that's probably the best you're gonna get if you want to get some kind of art like AI coding help. And yeah, I think that no, that's great. ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity.
Not long ago mentioned the Storm AI. Are you using that?
Yes, yes. I mean, that's a good question because like that was when I had so I have an English class right now, and it's the last one that I ever got to take for my major. And there's a lot of topics that we have to sometimes do research on and kind of figure out. And I was just scrolling on the web. I mean, this was late, kind of when the project was supposed to be due. And I'm kind of searching up like things, and I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. I find Storm AI, boom, immediately one click, put my topic in, one click, got like pages and pages of stuff that I can go off of and links to then, source
Mhm.
my findings. It was not my findings, but you know what I mean? So it was just perfect for me to kind of learn more and learn better and obviously save time, right? I am a procrastinator at heart, which I am trying to fix, but that definitely did come in handy.
We all are to some extent.
We all are to some extent. To
Mhm.
some extent. Maybe AI can help us with that also in the future. I don't know how that's gonna work, but maybe there's AI therapy. Who knows? You know what I mean? We'll see.
Maybe some personalized assistant that would remind us every time that we should not procrastinate and start doing our work.
It'll just give you like a notification on like your phone, like, "Hey, get up or do your work." Like, I know you're not
Something like
doing
that,
it.
actually, yes. I've started using, or I was thinking to get some like smart watch that could remind me, let's say every, I don't know, 30 minutes, something.
Okay,
Could be interesting. I think there is actually like a shock bracelet. It's called Pavlok.
I've heard
And
of that.
you're familiar with Pavlok.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently it can help you to get rid of some bad habits, maybe even like
Yeah.
procrastination.
No, I think that's a very intense way to do it, but I think look, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. I mean, you can't really knock on somebody trying a new thing, and if it works, right? So, I'm with it. I'm for it. But yeah, and I like how we're talking about assistants because I do want to talk. So today's AI in finance, and as it comes to a lot of different fields, finance is slowly but surely, you know, not necessarily getting taken over by AI, but in the near future, there are a lot of things that, you know, for right now, for the short term, there are chatbots and assistants and things that are taking over. But in the future, we're probably definitely going to see modeling and clientele being talked through toward I mean talked to with AI and dashboards being created and all these kind of things, kind of more applications going forward. And I do want to ask, since you're in international business, are there any like AI being brought up? Has AI been, a topic anytime recently?
Mm, not that I know of. Actually,
Okay.
I want to. I wouldn't say not to use AI, but most of the people, I believe, still think that AI shouldn't be used, especially in, let's say, academia or international business or research, or let's say, yeah, political science landscape.
Definitely. Okay. So that just shows that we're in the kind of the beginning of it,
Mhm.
right? There's still so much like a lot of people are very scared about it. And I think one of the things about Gen AI and one of the things about our company as well, Gen AI X, we're trying to tell people that it's okay to be scared, but I mean, this is basically it's gonna happen, right? It's something that is building up over the years, and now we've seen a huge jump in the capabilities of AI, and it's really like it's gonna be integrated in our lifestyle, and it's right to kind of understand how we can do that, and how it's changing things, and I think that's very important. And I do want to bring up a graph, and let me pull that up in a second here.
Maybe just then perplexity. I think a lot of people also use consensus, and then like Elicit, I believe, for like just summarizing the research papers fast.
Right,
And
right.
some
Perplexity is a very
yeah,
good resource. A lot of these AIs can be. I mean, for me, like also, I mean, both of us we're both students, right? But it's very easy to kind of use AI in the wrong way, right?
right.
And I think that even if you're trying to use AI, knowing to use it in a right way is so important. And it can really help, like when it comes to knowledge and understanding, there has never been a time where you can know things and understand things quicker than right now with AI. And I mean, when it comes to going in the future, I hope that people understand that as well, especially when it comes to academia. That's going to change everything in academia. But let me just pull this
And
up
it's
real
very
quick.
easy to not misuse it, but um, yeah, I'm quite glad that I wasn't born, let's say, later. If I would be born, if I would be maybe 12 years old now and didn't had like the basics and just grew up with AI and with ChatGPT, I'm not sure how thoroughly I would be ever like reading anything, having
Yeah,
those.
exactly. Exactly. We are kind of like older than like I think now I do understand that okay, I can use it for bad, but it's it's like within, like I understand that if I use it for bad, then that's bad on me. But I understand that if I was back in high school, if I was back in middle school and I was a younger kid, I would definitely be abusing it. So I mean there's got to be rules and regulations for that, right? Um, but I mean that's for AI and education, right? That's a different episode. When we talk about the banking sector, right? When it comes to your basic banks, your Bank of Americas, your TD Ameritrades, your Truist, right? When it comes to all these banks, we are seeing a huge influx of AI in the front, middle, and back office, right? We're seeing the chatbots, we're seeing the credit score assessments, we're seeing the AI transactions, we're seeing AI changing a lot about what's going on right now. And like I said previously, these are all kind of minor adjustments that we are seeing, but there are jobs that are being at stake here when it comes to the staff that do kind of support and do, assistance and help customers with any kind of banking needs, those needs are kind of going away now because we are seeing all these chatbots from these banking industries that are now becoming personal assistants. So I do use I think it's Erica,
Mhm.
and I mean, for my needs, I haven't really been using Erica too much, but I can see how, right, that we can ask it kind of any kind of questions like, what is my credit score right now? What is my balance right now? Right. And instead of, kind of looking through the UI and figuring things out, also freezing a credit card, right? The process that goes into with that, like if you get robbed or if you lose your credit card, it is a complex process to kind of go in there, freeze it, right? You can kind of tell the AI assistant to just freeze it for you, and then they'll do it for you. So there are plenty of cases like that. Um, and yeah, I do want to get your thoughts on chatbots. Have you ever used a chatbot before?
I haven't used in banking, now consumer banking, I assume you are talking about, or retail banking.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually have also Bank of America, but didn't try Erica yet, except I think I just asked some like where's the nearest ATM, and it actually like redirected me to maps and so on.
Hmm.
But other than that, not. However, I think um, so. This week I actually had to deal with the customer support or customer
Okay.
service over the phone. It was for not banking, it was for a SIM card, O2.
Yeah.
And the whole call took like 45 minutes for even like basic things.
Wow.
And like people are saying that AI is not like enough or chatbots are not enough, that it's just for basic questions, right?
Yeah.
The person behind the phone, that person was also like limited like this. Every question essentially she asked me if I can wait on the phone, and let's say I was paused for 2 minutes, and then she came back, probably asked somebody or tried to research that, and only after that, uh, like could somehow answer that question. So I think these even like basic chatbots could be quite helpful because even people are limited, right?
Yes. Yes. I think that is the whole point of that the just to kind of take out that human error. I mean, we will get into this in the future with ethics, but like if there is human error, the human is to blame. If we can automate things that are very data based and we can kind of provide data to which like the machine learning or an AI model can take that and then kind of predict things in the future for people, that is what's gonna, help everyone. So I think that's exactly what we're seeing here with AI chatbots in banking. And here we go. So we have So these are all big banks. These are all the biggest banks that are there. We have Capital One with Eno. This is here we go. We have Erica from Bank of America. And then we have a lot more of these as well. And we're seeing just we're seeing a lot of these kind of come up here, and it's pretty insane to see all the banks really take this over. I think we're going to see more and more coming in the future as well. So here's the article that I wanted to bring up. It's understanding like the ethical risks of AI and finance. We bring up ethics every time, and this is one of the biggest cases of ethics when it comes to people's money and people's account records and their information about like their address and other things, other personal information that could be stolen and that could be taken because we're feeding these into AI, and there's all these kind of ethics that are coming from AI and finance. So I mean, as we do talk about AI, I mean, the AI is the same. It is a model that will learn from data that we input to then predict the future. This is what we're seeing in chatbots as we are feeding it information from the company that it will then use to look at your finances and kind of predict what will happen in the future. Will predict, okay, this might happen in the future because of this. And I think that um, as we do implement that, we can be subject to hacking, we can be subject to things going wrong, and then where to address the blame, right? And that's a big conversation to be had about AI and finance. So when it comes to the ethical problems, we have transparency, accountability, privacy, bias, misplaced dependence, and security. Um, so I think the first thing that I want to get into is accountability. Ben, I do want to ask you, who is to blame if a chatbot does kind of either give the wrong answer or give wrong advice? Who do you think would be at blame?
That's hard to say. I have a lot of accounting friends who
Yeah,
say they are irreplaceable because AI just cannot go to jail instead of them, right?
I
So
guess so, right? I mean AI, as in that general kind of statement of AI. Yes.
so that's hard to know who to blame then.
But yeah, I guess right because it depends, right? Is it the AI company that made the model that does give the answer? Is it the is it the bank for allowing the AI to build a chatbot for them? Is it the data that's being put into that's either biased or unbiased? Who is to blame, right? So all these problems do occur, and I think that it's very important to look at how we can solve these things. And um, so addressing these ethical concerns are very important. Like, using watermarking on the audio, helping to understand what is AI and what is not AI. So if we do get a response from some kind of prompt, or if we do get a response from some kind of, some AI helping something, we will see that there is a watermark that is from AI, and then we can then deduce that, okay, the AI is to blame. So now we're going to talk about the future of AI. And I do want to ask you, Vin, where do you think that AI is going to affect most in finance?
Where do you mean which field of finance or
Yeah, do you think like financial modeling? Do you think that the chatbots are all going to become automated? Whereas if you're going to contact a bank, it's not going to be through a human. It's going to be through AI completely. Where do you see AI moving in the future of finance?
so people in finance also like to say it's very hard to replace, which is true, but some people say that AI could be compared to, let's say, interns or like very junior people and analysts, because despite AI is doing mistakes, right, and isn't always accurate, when you have an intern, let's say, like me, I also do a lot of mistakes.
Mm.
So maybe, sure, it's not replaceable, but definitely there has to be, in the end, like much less people working on that, or maybe just people who, instead of doing the whole research, just have to have a look and see if that is correct and maybe further the research.
Right, right. I want to ask you this. So, as an intern, what are some things that you do that you think AI cannot replace?
Verifying maybe results done by AI, that could be a little harder.
Verifying results done by AI. Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay,
But
gotcha.
other than that, I think AI is very mighty and could do a lot of things,
Right, right. No,
especially.
definitely, I agree. So, as we see here, we see the industry AI's projecting is to rise from 35 billion in 2023, right here, to 97 billion, right? And
Right.
we see. I mean that's like a 30% increase, and we are seeing Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan Chase. We are seeing all of these banks build these Gen AI assistants, and I mean that's just a start now, but when it comes to the future, everything can be automated, and no one really knows how that's going to go, but I guess we have to hope that it goes well, especially with ethics and everything of that too. Um, so we're seeing, AI co-pilots where we could see AI web crawlers, which means like when it comes to finance, there are things that are changing every day when it comes to stocks and how the market is ebbing and flowing and either dropping or rising. And we need to see what's happening constantly. And that is going to be all done through AI in the future. And I think that's very interesting to look at. Um, And yeah, we also have our automating our kind of unconstructed data tasks, which are tasks that don't really involve too much critical thinking, things that just need to be done on a daily basis in finance, and those are all going to be done through AI. and we also have our hyper personalization. So, out of all these topics, which of these topics interest you the most? Which of these topics do you wish to see AI succeed in?
Maybe the last one, the hyper personalization.
Yeah.
It could, based on the data of all customers, clients, um, yeah, instead of having to ask somebody, it could either do it itself faster, more efficiently, or even like predict what that client is struggling before he even like requests that problem, right? And
Yep.
then
I mean, exactly. Exactly. Yes. No, perfect. Yeah, so this is actually great that you brought this one up because there is, as you can see here, we have so Klarna is a company that basically is a buy now, pay later model. So basically you can kind of go into this app and you can ask them to pay for something and then the company will pay that company. So if you go to H&M or if you go to Kohl's and you want Klarna to pay, Klarna will then pay the company and then you will have to pay interest back. So this whole buy now pay later, this new company is now doing so well, and they are using AI completely. And I do want to bring up this article from.
I believe there was recently they collaborated with DoorDash, right? Or with some delivering food company.
Oh, they probably have because people. Let's be honest, it's a good model because we all want to, in a sense, buy now, pay later. We don't want to pay the money now. It's a very incentivizing like slogan, very incentivizing thing to to market. And what's super interesting about Klarna is their AI assistant handling 2/3 of their customer service chats in the first month. So if we look at the statistics, we see that the AI assistant has had 2.3 million conversations, 2/3 of customer service. So we've seen Bank of America, we've seen, Capital One, we've seen these chatbots take over, but I think this case study just proves that, not only is it going to like increase, it will definitely take over
Hmm.
when it comes to customer service chats. And that's of recent. This is very recent. This is February 27th, 2024. So this was just last year.
Right.
And yeah, I wanna get your thoughts on this. What do you think about this?
Yeah, seeing how much growing, how much they are growing, uh, it probably isn't even the question again if they are going to take over, more like when they are going to take over. And I think with the DoorDash, it's like an interesting thought that, let's say you'd order a pizza, and you'd pay installments on pizza, like
Hmm.
4 installments, for example. Um, yeah, it's very interesting.
Right. Definitely. No, I agree. Like just exactly what you said. It is about when, right? It is not about what's gonna happen. It is about when it's gonna take over. So I do love this kind of case study. I think this is very interesting. And yeah, so their assistant is completely, partnered up with OpenAI, so it is powered by OpenAI. It is now, well, at this time it was open for a month. So I mean the numbers obviously speak for themselves. Perfect. So Vin, thank you once again for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, yes, perfect. So if you want to catch us on our next episodes, we do have episodes every week. And this has been AI Talks episode 10. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.